In the parents meeting,
starting
Hello.
about starting that. It's so easy.
Right.
So,
Subin, are you ready?
and in charge of Mama! I first follow them.
Parents, good morning.
Who can't procreate themselves.
Please mute your mic.
Hypoallergenic and they don't itch.
Parents, please mute your mic. I request you to mute your mic.
मैं यहाँ पे आपके स्कूल की स्कूल टीचर.
Parents, I request you to mute your mics, please.
Even you.
Thank you.
You seem unusually relaxed.
Okay. Salam alaikum and good morning. Parents, welcome you all for this positive parenting webinar. Parenting is an art. Let me hear from counselor, Ms. Jasmine, what is positive parenting? I request all the parents to mute your mic. Toward the end of the session, you can unmute, you can ask whatever the questions you have on parenting. Over to Jasmine. Jasmine, thank you so much for all your support. Now the floor is yours and you can start.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to meet our parents online on this very wonderful day. It's good morning to each and every parent who's present in this meeting hall at present. I thank you all for giving your wonderful time. Your even in your busy schedule, you have just set time for us to talk to you all and to meet you through this online program. I'm Ms. Jasmine. I'm the school counselor for the Talib group of schools. And at present, we are going to have a session about positive parenting. Don't get me wrong, because I'm saying it's positive. That means, are you all negative? No, never. Never will a parent be negative. But you know, as days are now, we are going through a phase where it's really very difficult stages of world is going into a very different stages. We never ever encountered a pandemic when we were young, but children have come across a pandemic and now this is new normal. We say it's new normal. For children, it's really very difficult, you know, like how to manage. They don't know how to manage themselves. And we as school counselors, as teachers, as principal of the school, we have found a lot of things which is happening in our children, and we would want to bring those things to the notice of parents. So this platform, I think, will help us to work together. It's like a two-way system. Parents are very important for us to work with our kids for their development. It is not only physical, it's physical, mental, social development together. So what are we noticing in school nowadays? We have a lot of kids who are undergoing a lot of issues where they are unable to tell us, or at times they are opening out their problems to us where we need parental care, we need parental help. So where are we going wrong? You know, in olden days, if you say, we all were in joint family system. So when there is a problem at school or with friends, they immediately come to the grandparents. Maybe they can go to an aunt or an uncle or grandmother, grandfather, or a cousin who's living with them. They can open out their problems. They can talk to them. They can just say, this is what I'm undergoing. And definitely there is an answer for everything for them. Now when they come home, who is there to listen to them? Their parents are there. Are they having that much of time to sit with the kids? Now I know, being in Qatar, we have come from other parts of the world. We are sitting here, and most of the parents are working. The mother, at this particular time, like you know, children when they come home, sometimes the parents are busy. At times when they need to talk, parents are also stressed with a new work culture. So everywhere there is something, a gap between the child and the parent. This is what we found. Because children, when they talk to us, when we ask them, why don't you tell your mom? Why don't you tell your dad? They immediately say, Miss, we are scared. Why should our child be scared of our own parents? Why they don't want to talk? So there is something hindering between them, between the child and the parent. So we would like to discuss few important issues. Like I know all of us are doing excellent parenting. Everyone, we live for our children, especially in our culture, we live for our children. So we are doing our best for our children, but somewhere there is a gap between the child and the parents. So here we are going to discuss few things, what we have come across in school and how we can relate with parenting and how you can just change your parenting style. You know, parenting is a skill. It is an art. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult, especially when you are in a nuclear family. It's very, very difficult. So how are we going to face these challenges? How are we going to help our children face the challenges which they are going to face in life? So if we address this now, definitely our children can be more successful in life. So let me just share a few screens with you and I can start my session now. This is about positive parenting. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that all parents are negative. No one is negative. It is just a topic, positive parenting, and it's nothing to do with your present parenting skills. It's just a topic. I'm Ms. Jasmine Grace, and I'm the school Talib Group counselor. A simple meaning about parenting. Positive parenting promotes effective, joyful parenting of kids of all ages. Parenting is till a child, even if he's 40, 50, 60, mother and father are parents for them. So all ages, there's irrespective of their age. Positive parents are warm, caring, loving, and nurturing, and so much more. They are teachers, leaders, and positive role models. Like a child learns, the first learning takes place at home, and their parents are the best teachers for them. This is what I would like to talk about. How are we going to show ourselves to our children? Most of the students, most of the children, when they come to us and when they talk, they always say, Miss, I'm not happy. The common things we hear, I'm so scared. I feel so scared. I don't know why. They always say this, I'm so scared. I am not happy. You know, what is the age of the child? Maybe 6 or 7. So they know the emotions. They know the difference between happy, sad. They know about it. 30, 40 years ago, if you say children will not know. They will be very playful. They will be playing around. Now the child, they try to understand what emotions they are undergoing. So one thing I would always like to say to parents is be proud of your child for what he is. Do not link his status in society with his achievements or failures. I know when we are here in Qatar, most of the parents are very good first. Most all the parents who come from a very good background, you have very good education. So you know what happens? It becomes a peer pressure for the child. Most of the children, this is what they tell us. Like too much of pressure. The parent is giving a lot of pressure. This is what they say. But they literally don't know the meaning, what it means. They really don't know what it is. But too much of pressure, this is what they can tell us. A simple word they use is too much of pressure. I do understand, like parents have their own way of telling kids. But at the same time, the child misunderstands that as a pressure. When we start telling you have to achieve this, you have to do this, you have to do that. You know what happens? The child, they don't understand us. They take it in a very different way and they think the parent is pressurizing us. Can you please tell them stop this, miss? This is what they will come. They are so innocent, they are so sweet. When they come and talk to us, they are very innocent. They're very innocent, the way they tell us. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
not-
ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
seeing anyone in my
Yes,
screen.
ma'am.
Yes, Miss Jasmine, we can all hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Because I
But
couldn't
ma'am,
see
your
anyone.
awa-
I'm not able to see anyone.
Jasmine, ma'am,
Yes?
Yes.
your voice is very low. Can you increase your side because it will be but voice.
Oh, okay, I'm trying it. I'm trying it.
Ma'am, I can hear you, ma'am.
Is the video muted here?
No.
Video? Because I'm not able to see anyone in my screen.
No, no, video is working, ma'am.
Video is no problem, but voice is problem.
Voice is problem? Okay. I will
Yeah,
try.
but your voice is coming, but not loudly. It will
No,
be
voice is clear.
easily to.
Miss Jasmine, come closer to the mic. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
It's
Yes.
clear, ma'am. We can hear you.
I can hear you best loud and clear.
You can hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, now okay. Now okay.
Now, okay, Miss. Close to the mic. That's better.
Okay. Is my video also available?
It's okay, Miss. You continue with this later. Let's come to the video later. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like you all to do one thing. Help your child cultivate the habit of reading. You know, now reading has totally stopped. Children don't like to read and they don't like to write also. This is one thing which we are facing. You know why? Because reading habits amongst the adults also has got reduced. Earlier, we all used to have a newspaper, and especially if you're in India, every house has a newspaper. It could be in your regional language, one in English. We do read, but here this culture is going down. People don't read, parents don't read, children don't see the parents read. So what happens automatically? The children also, they don't like to read. They like to watch, but they don't like to read. So one important aspect of parenting skill is like we in olden days, if you say it's in olden days when we had grandmothers with us, when we had our elderly aunt with us, every night, you know, there was a time when we have a storytelling time, especially grandparents. They used to put us in their arms, they used to just tell some stories, and these stories were all based on moral. But this is very, very important. It's psychologically, if you see, when you speak to them, especially when they are going to sleep at that time, the child will have full concentration. There is no sound, there is no light. So the child totally concentrates on what the parent or the grandparent is telling. So when they read the story or when they say the story, you know what happens? It automatically directly goes to the subconscious. And subconscious, it makes up to 95% of your brain power and handles everything your body needs to function, preparing from eating, breathing, to digesting and making memories. See how important role the storytelling or story reading time has in a child's life. It's a major, it creates a lot of things into us, but we have stopped it. We have totally stopped it. Parents don't have time to read for the children, or they don't have time to tell stories. There are no grandparents around us now. So here, our child is missing a real important development stages of their life. So how are we going to substitute this? We have to cultivate this habit. Every child should have a time where parents can read to them or parents can say stories to them, moral based stories. So this helps to cultivate a very good habit inside a child. There's a lot of indirect counseling a parent can do. You know, when you directly start telling them, they don't like to listen. They will say, come on, you started your story now. You started your olden day story. You started this, you started this. You know, especially teenagers, they will talk back to us immediately. So it makes it more boring. They feel it more boring. So how indirectly we can give them counseling? Parent can give counseling. You don't need to go to a counselor. You don't need to go to anyone. You can give. You are the best counselor for your child because you are concerned about your child's growth. So indirectly, whatever you find in your child, whatever things you would like to change in your child, you can use this time, storytelling time or story reading time according to the age. You can just make adjustment according to the age. If they're too young, you can tell stories. If they're a little older, you can read. If they're very much older, like you have teenage kids, you can just spend time with them during their bedtime. You can go and sit with them 10 to 15 minutes. You can even lie down and relax with those kids talking about a moral value in a child. So these are the ways you can substitute grandma story time into a nice counseling time. It's called an indirect counseling for the kids. So how can you do this indirect counseling? You can tell about a famous personality. You can tell about someone who has failed because of their character. So these are the things which we should not inherit. So you can just make them think in a different way. The next is praise your child for efforts, regardless of whether he wins or loses. I've seen many parents, you start blaming them, you start shouting at them. Suppose they lose something. Yeah, I know you did not prepare well. I know you were sleeping around, you were watching TV, you were spending a lot of time. That is why you did not win this time. That is why your marks are less. Don't do that. Everyone has to go through these stages. Even if they don't win, even they don't get good marks, just help them tackle failures positively and work continuously towards the goal. So how you can do that? When a child brings marks, like I'm talking about higher grades, suppose they just get a D grade or E grade. At that particular time when they are already broken, already they are so stressed in front of all the students, they would have got their mark sheet, or the friends might have got good marks, they wouldn't have got that. So with pain and frustration, and already they are broken when they come home. So as parents, we are the only one for them to comfort. But what we do, I don't understand the pain you have when you see such results in their hands, because you give them everything, you give them all they need. And in spite of that, when they come like that, I know as a parent, it is very hard. But try to, as you are adult and you are older than them, you know how to control your emotions. At that time, don't let yourself lose. Just control yourself and tell them it's okay, it's okay. This time, it's okay. Now you know where you have gone wrong. Maybe you could have done a little extra time studying than playing in the video games. Maybe you could have got good marks, but okay, my dear, don't feel bad, but this is the last time. Try to work on it. Okay, let's make a plan for this. Where did you go wrong? How did you go wrong? Okay, what type of help you need? So try to talk to the child when he loses. When he wins, yes, you can appreciate him. At the same time, say, okay, I really love the way you have worked hard. You should appreciate him. You should appreciate his hard working skills. So this is how you handle failure and losses. When they lose, parents go mad. Yeah, I understand your feelings as a parent. It is natural, but at the same time, understand the child's problems, how much hurt he is, what he is undergoing, understand his emotions. None of the child like to get less marks. They don't like to really fail, but it has happened. Maybe they were careless. Maybe they did not give extra working time. But at the same time, there are reasons also. Maybe they're weak in those subjects. So find out what is happening with the child. Does he have a baseline knowledge in that subject? I have seen many kids like they do miserably bad in maths and or language. And they will say, Miss Sweet, when you do the baseline assessment with them, even the basic they don't know, but we are expecting them to solve algebra. We are expecting them to do big work out big sums. It's difficult. So in such case, try to first find out what has made the child lose. Why he's got less marks? For what reason? So this is how we tackle failures positively. Don't worry that your child are not listening to you. Worry that they are watching you. Many times we say, you don't listen, you don't listen. We just keep shouting at them. But at the same time, we are the role models. If you are cool and if you are composed, definitely the child will start watching you. They themselves will feel it. They themselves will start to listen. So it's very difficult to practice, but you can. Nothing is hard and nothing is too late. Saying no too often can negatively impact a child's self-confidence. This is right from childhood. It's not just in the beginning, the middle, like, the stages, like from the early stages of their life. When we keep saying no, 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 they start getting that impression, my parents are not open. I cannot speak to them. If I ask them anything, they'll say a big no. They don't know anything. They don't understand. So what happens, this no factor tries to, it impacts their self-confidence. They will not have confidence to do anything because here constantly the parents, you cannot do this. No, don't do this. No, you don't do this. You don't do this. So this is how he's listening. Everywhere for everything, a child is getting a no. So what happens, the self-confidence starts to go down in a child. Instead of that, you can give alternative solution. When you say no, why? Maybe if a child or a small child, like maybe 3 years or 4 years, they want to light a matches, you can say, no, baby, you can't do this now. You're too young to do this because it will hurt you. It will burn your hand. So this you can say like that. Instead of saying no, don't touch it. But you can give them an alternative solution or a logical reason for denying a request. So this all parents should try to follow. We know it's very easy to say no, but at the same time we don't understand what impact it is creating inside a child. So when you say no, just give them alternative solution or the logical reasons for denying a request. And this is the most important thing. Many kids come and say, don't make promises you cannot keep. Please don't do that. Too many broken promises will make your child lose trust in you. Not only you. See, at a very young age, when they undergo these things in their life, they try not to trust anyone. When someone makes promises, they don't get that trust. It's because from childhood, they're undergoing these problems. Sometimes we do promise, I have seen some parents, I know you will not get first rank, so I promised you. Say, don't do that. And when you promise, okay, I will get you a thing, get it. If you can do it, do it. Or I'll just openly say that this is not in my budget. I cannot give you this. Ask for an alternative gift. So you can give a gift which you can do, which you can fulfill. So never break promises. When you promise, please try to do that for your kid so that they don't lose trust in you. Do not overparent children. Now, this is also a big problem. Overparenting. For simple things, overreacting. They have to have some space to solve some of their problems of their own. A small issue, you can just very well tell. Maybe you can go and speak. But you know what happens? The parents speak for them. The parents comfort them. When will they learn to speak for themselves? When will they learn to solve their own problems? Give them the space. Give them. Yeah, allow them to do. If they cannot do, then they really come back to you. I tried, but I cannot do this. Then, yeah, you can interfere. But give them the time at least to solve problems. some of their problems are their own, very simple problems. Sometimes they have very simple issues, like a friend said something bad to him, or a friend said that I will not talk to you. So immediately don't call the people or don't call someone and tell this is happening. Just talk to the child. Go talk to your friend. Go tell her what is the reason you don't want to talk to me. Let them solve their own problems. If at all they cannot, then you can interfere. Appreciate your child's little acts of courage. It will strengthen her emotionally and prepare her for long life's big challenges. This appreciation is very, very important. As parents, I have seen, we have been brought up in a very different way. I work with 128 nationalities. When it comes to parenting and a child, mother, father, and a child's relationship, across the world, it is the same. It is everywhere the same. The responsibility of mom and dad, everything is same. But sometimes I could see like we don't appreciate our children much. We take them for granted. Even a simple act. If just you ask water and they give you water, just say thank you. Just simple, appreciate. You're really good. Your art is really good. Today you've done beautiful. This art is really nice. So you have to appreciate the kid because they expect that. Children need appreciation. They like to get appreciation. We have a KG, like LKG and UKG. Just give them one star. They're so happy. Just give them one smiley on the shirt. They protect it so much, like one small smile. That makes the day happy for them. The whole day they are so happy. So this is how the child will emotionally prepare herself or himself for life's big challenges. Simple appreciation is needed. So see, you all do this. I don't say parents don't do this, but this is just, we are just trying to refresh ourselves. Once again, are we doing all these things in our house? Maybe we have forgotten doing this. Maybe we have done long back. Now the child has grown up, so we don't do it. A child is a child for the parents, whatever the age might be. Age doesn't matter. Even if it's 40 years, even if a child is 50 years, we can appreciate, the mother and father can appreciate them. So there's nothing wrong. Like, you don't stop yourself. Don't distance yourself just because a child is growing. No, the child always needs attention, and we need to give that attention to a child. Rewarding children every time they do something good is harmful in the long run. Long-lasting change happens only with internal motivation. Sometimes, they reward. We call it positive reward, but still not always. Reward should be in such a way it is long-lasting. Reward is not only giving a gift, just giving a chocolate or giving a gift, even a motivation. Yes, my dear, you did it great. I know you will do it. This is also motivation for them. So don't reward for everything, and no, don't bribe the child. Some parents do this bribing work. Today, if you are going to be good, I will get you this. Today, if you're good, I will take you to the park. I hear this the KG, kindergarten, and UKG, LKG. They say, if you're good today, I will take you to the park. I will take you to the mall. So don't bribe the children like that. Reward them in a way that they understand for what they rewarded. At the same time, don't allow them to expect reward for each and everything. But rewarding can be done in many ways. Okay, so you can even just appreciate them. Set age-appropriate boundaries for a child, like when to go to bed. This parents are failing nowadays. KG child, LKG child is sleeping at 10 o'clock. They're sleeping at 12 o'clock night. How will they sit in the classroom? When they come to school, they're half sleeping. They start crying, and when you ask, they say they want to sleep. When you ask the parent, he slept at 10, he slept at 12. No, don't do this mistake. A child should be taught right from a very young age. Sleeping is very important, at least 8 hours of sleep. They need to go to bed. and they need to eat proper food. Many children, they come, even high school kids, even the secondary or the primary kids, they don't eat in the morning. Until break time, they stay hungry because they don't even drink a cup of coffee or milk. They just get up, get into the bus or get into the car, they come to school. This is wrong. You should see that child has a complete breakfast before coming to school. At least something they should eat because they are fasting for a long time. If they eat late at night, that's not good. At the same time, they should not stay hungry in the morning. So see, like age appropriate. You have to set boundaries. It is difficult, but you have to set boundaries, especially mobile phone should not be given to the child in their bed. Remove it from them. You have to be very strict with this. You have to give timings. There are kids who say we play. Now, in our place here, we have AC. So we have to close the door and say kids have their own rooms. Parents have their own rooms. Parents think they're sleeping, but they play games. They say, yes, we were playing games. We were watching YouTube. We were watching movie. This is what kids come and tell us. But parents, when we ask them, do your parents know? No, they don't know. They all sleep when we sleep and we play. They act as if they're sleeping. They used to tell us, we just act as if we are sleeping. My mom and dad, they come and visit our room. They think we are sleeping. But after that, we get up and play. And especially with their brothers, sisters, all together they do this work. So see that you don't give their laptops, their iPads, and their mobile phones inside the bedroom. Just take it out. Just tell them, now this is bedtime. You can have it tomorrow morning. So when you start doing these things, children will learn. And when you're doing this, be very calm and considerate. Explain to them. Just make them understand why you are doing this. It is for their good. That they need to sleep for 8 hours, at least 8 hours. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very important for them to stay fresh to learn the next day morning. So just explain them that you are more concerned about their health. After switching off the light, they sit and see the mobile. Eyes will get affected. So tell them all these things and see that you don't give them mobile or any sorts of electronic things inside the bedroom. Bedroom is to sleep. The most precious gift you can give to your child is your time and attention. Even if you have limited time, some days make sure he gets your undivided attention. I have seen many parents coming to me. They come for counseling. Many parents. The main thing is the problem. They face problems giving time and attention. There is no family time nowadays. There is no dinner time with parents. Father comes at one time, mother comes at one time, child comes at another time. So, the whole family, you need to have a family time. As they are too young, they are in just schooling, they are in school, and they need more care, attention. If you don't get this love, care, affection, and time, they will start seeking this outside the family. This is how children get into unwanted relationships. And now we are in such a condition, every child has a mobile phone. They have a laptop. So you cannot control them. But when you give your child your attention, definitely you can avoid these circumstances in your life. You need to have a family time, especially in the evening, at this dinner. You all have to have together. After that, you can have TV watching time for 5-10 minutes together. You can something like where the whole family sits together and you talk to the child. At least if it's not daily, weekends, at least in a week or twice in a week, that you sit together as family and talk to them about what they are undergoing. Show faith in a child's inherent goodness and she'll blossom into a well-behaved child. Focus on rewarding her deeds rather than criticizing advice. When we see some bad characters in a child, immediately we start shouting at them. We think, we cannot tolerate such things. So that's the reason we shout at them. But that's not the right way. Talk to them in such a way, make them understand. Our pattern of the voice modulation also is very important. When a child is really having bad times, don't criticize them. Just make sure that the child understands. I can open up to my mom. I can open up to my dad. I can talk to them. I can share my feelings with them. Whatever it may be. Focus on rewarding the kids when they are doing something good. Just try to reward them. Rewarding is just, I'm not doing it's always a gift. Just good words. A word of appreciation is more than important enough for a child. Teenagers enjoy being tutored. Yeah, this is very important. Teenagers especially, involve them in family. When you have budgeted, see, every family should have a pattern of life where we budget ourselves, or for any suggestions. Like suppose you have a function, you can just ask them, what can we do? Maybe they might be very childish, or sometimes they might go above our budgets. When we tell them, we just tell them, this is our budget. In this, give us your suggestions. What can we do? Or suppose you're going out somewhere as a family, you're going to go for holiday, ask them where we can go. Instead of putting your interest first, try to put your child's interest first. So ask them suggestions, seek their inputs, and treat them as an adult, especially during general family decisions, and they feel respected and cherished. I have seen in families, like even a dress when they buy, they ask the child, is this color will be good for mama? Will this color good look for your brother? So just involve them. We might think they are too young, but actually their inputs are also necessary. So treat them as adults when you have time to do that with them. As when you're going for holidays, or when you're going for some function, when you're planning to give someone something. So ask them, what type of gift can we give? What do you think? Will this gift be good for them? Just ask them, just ask their inputs. They will feel so happy, and they will feel so respected that my mom and dad, they asked me for suggestion. So it's a really good thing. Allow your child to make mistakes. Let them realize that a mistake is not a mistake as long as one learns. Some parents cannot tolerate children making mistakes. Allow them. Let them learn. They need to learn through mistakes. Experiences teaches better. Experience really teaches them a lot of things. So allow them. But sometimes we might tell they will not listen, and when they do, and then they will realize. So let them do mistakes and learn. So you have to give them space to grow. Appreciate every effort your child makes, regardless of outcome. This will inspire her and keep trying. So this is very important for toddlers. When you appreciate them, you're just giving a drawing sheet, give them paint. They might really do something well. Just appreciate them. You've done a good choice. Your color choice is good. Your skill of painting is good. Just appreciate. This is very effective parenting when you appreciate. Do not shield your child from every upsetting situation. It will make them unfit to handle the reality of life. Definitely, especially when the child is in early adolescent stages, middle adolescent stages, or going to be adult. You should help them. Do not shield them. Don't shield them. They should face the reality of life. They have to face problems everywhere. Parents won't stand and try to shield. I know we love our kids. We really love our kids. We don't want them to be in trouble. We don't want them to be failures. We do try to help them, but this overprotection will make them unfit to handle reality of, especially after grade 12. After finishing till they have to go to university. They have to go to some other country. They need to travel. They need to go alone. They have to live for themselves over there. At that time, the child really faces problem. Many children, they face such great problem that they even don't complete their university. Why? We don't allow them. We don't allow them. That is the main reason. We don't allow them to face an upsetting situations. We always protect them. For everything we are there. So help them to face reality. One small example I have seen in kids when they are in grade 12, in India, I don't know about here. In India, if you say the parent applies for annual leave, 1 month leave, no TV, like they don't have cable TV, no internet. The mom or the father stays home for 1 solid month during the period of revision and examination. They are trying to protect the child. Like the child should learn, the child should learn. They're protecting the child so much. The child always tries to learn that someone should keep monitoring them for doing their work. If the parent is not there, the child will not study. You just make them sit study. They get very good marks and they get into good university. When they get into good university, what happens here? The mother or the mom or dad, they are not there with them. They are in a different state, they are in a different country. Now there is exam time. Who's going to sit and monitor them? Who's going to sit with them making coffee for them? Who's going to take leave and come and sit with them? The child has learned always to be under monitoring system. Now when there is no one to monitor, the child is not able to do. The child is not able to focus. The child is not able to study. It's so difficult for the child. Suddenly he feels I'm fish out of water. So don't make or don't protect your child. Don't shield your child from every upsetting situation. Never do that. Give them space. Let them learn by themselves. Let them do it by themselves. Yeah, they might face failure in the beginning, but later on they will learn. Okay, I played a lot today. I did not do this. That is why today I'm facing this. Let them learn. Let them do experiment. They will learn. So wherever, even if a child is facing some embarrassment, yeah, you need to help them. At the same time, give the right advices. Don't protect the child. Always don't keep protecting your child. Never ridicule the dreams of children. Handle their imagination tenderly to make them confident. Children have a lot of dreams, and these dreams are due to peer pressure. Maybe from a very young age, you might say, like, I want you to be an engineer. I want you to be a doctor. Even the child also has the same dream. Yeah, I want to be a doctor. Yes, I want to be an engineer. They do grow. But when they have a peer pressure and their friends say, I want to be a footballer, the child will come to you and say, I want to be a footballer. It will be very shocking for you. But at the same time, don't ridicule the dreams. Just destroy the dreams. Handle their imagination tenderly to make them confident. Whatever they want to do, give them confident. Whether they can do it or not, help them. Help them achieve their dreams. You can definitely do it. Do not expect a child to behave like an adult. Children cannot sit quietly or concentrate on one thing for too long. This is especially for kids who are studying when they are at exam time. You will expect them to sit and study. Definitely they cannot do that. But try to understand them. Just don't yell at them. Many kids they say, my parents yell at me. They scream at me. They are mad at me. These are the words they use. It's something very weird even nowadays when we hear these words. They are mad at me. How come these words? From where do these words come from them? I hear someone saying that lot of background sound to hear you clearly. Is it some disturbing sound coming? Is there any disturbing sound? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no disturbing sound, right?
Yes, ma'am. There is no disturbing.
Not disturbing.
Yeah, somebody I think was put on. So if everyone unmute, then everyone mute, that'll be good.
Okay. Good parents direct it correct, but great parents also notice when the child behaves well. See, we are always like a ringmaster, like it happens. It's not purposefully we do, but it's in our blood. It comes out just like that. Okay, we always say, do this, do that. That is not right. This is not right. When they are doing good things, also try to notice that and just appreciate them when they do something good. So always we need to have this also in our agenda, that we even appreciate things which they do. Don't lose your temper or yell at a child. You're only showing the kind of behavior you want to discourage the child. When something they do wrong, you should make them understand I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the behavior you show. Maybe if the child is too aggressive and very impulsive, hitting the brother or something, yeah, that character we don't like. But we love our child. You say, as a child, you're so sweet to me. But this character makes me go mad. So make them understand the difference. You know what child they come and say, Miss, my father hates me. He loves my brother. He hates me. No, no parent will hate. Never will a parent hate the child. Never will a parent show the differences between two children. For a parent, child is everything. They always love them. But the way how we show it to our child. So here you have to be very careful in making them understand. My dear, I love you. You are wonderful for me. But the character which you're showing, I don't like. That is not good. So you can talk to them. The way you scream, the way you hit your brother, or you're fighting, you're throwing things, or you're showing tantrum, this is not good. So he understands my father loves me, but when I do these things, he doesn't like those things. So just differentiate between the way you talk to your child. This nowadays kids are very smart. And you know, I happened to see one child, the parent had showed, they were showing the YouTube the child was watching. I was very much surprised. The mother used to tell her, don't eat oil foods. You are putting too much of weight. So try to reduce your weight. So stop oil food, stop fried items, stop this, stop that. She used to, actually, she never had anything bad about her. She never thought bad about the child. Never ever she had any bad feelings. But she just wanted the child to have a healthy lifestyle. So she said, you have to eat fresh fruits, you have to eat more of vegetables, and only weekly once I will get you fried like KFC. All this the mother has told her. It was a very normal conversation the mother has with the daughter. You know what the doctor was saying in the YouTube? Shaming, how to react for body shaming. The child started to think the mother is body shaming her. She never thought that mother is trying to teach her healthy eating habits. So this is how the child misinterprets what we do. The actions what the parents show is misinterpreted. So make the child understand. Okay, our children are becoming obese nowadays. It's not good for health. So when we tell, the child feels we are shaming them. No parents will shame. None of the parents will do that. So the child started taking revenge. The child started becoming very aggressive because she thought that mother is body shaming me. So the child became very aggressive, so aggressive. There was a lot of tantrums in the house. Then we found out the reason. The child's thought about the mom was so hostile that she started creating an hostile environment at home. So when we correct our children, make them understand that you are precious for us, you are our world, but the character which you're exhibiting, dear, we cannot accept this. So tell it in a very kind, in a very low voice, so the child understands the difference. I hope you understood this. When you discipline your child, make it clear that it is the behavior that you're condemning and not him. This is very important. Nowadays, children are very smart, so be very careful when you correct them, make them understand for what you are doing. A few words of encouragement can work magic on a child's self-esteem. Appreciate her when she succeeds, but more importantly, acknowledge the effort she puts in. You know, nowadays we see very different things happening in children. You know, they get panic attacks in school. They are so scared, low self-esteem. Child has low self-esteem. I am worthless. The words they use, you know, just grade 5, grade 6. I'm not talking even about the teenagers. I'm just talking about the kids here. Grade like age 10 years child. They say, I am worthless. I can never succeed. I can never do this. So how does the child get all this? Never compare your child with other children. Our children are unique. Every child is unique. Every child born in this world is unique. So never ever compare the children. You know, most of the kids, most of the parents, what they do, they compare with siblings. And sometimes the age gap is there, like the elder one might be 18, but the second child will be only 10 or 11. Look at your sister. She's so clean. She's so neat. She arranges the wardrobe so neat. Yeah, she's 18 years, but this is just 10 years child. So don't compare the kids. So this is also affecting the child's mental growth, social, and it has a very bad psychological impact on the child. So try not to compare the children with anyone. Maybe you have your colleagues and maybe they have the same age group kids. Look at her, she behaves well, but you don't know how to behave well. So they have low self-esteem. Now we are finding kids having low self-esteem. This was not the 20, 30 years ago. Never ever we can find such things in kids. But now low self-esteem. They feel, yeah, I cannot do it. I cannot study. I cannot read. I cannot participate in this. I don't think I will do it. So whenever you see a child, when you see a child, at least few words of encouragement can work magic. Appreciate and acknowledge the efforts they put. Maybe even they are not up to the mark. At least the efforts they are putting. Children are working very, very hard. Nowadays we see children really working round the clock. So children can do miracles, they can do wonders, but how we motivate them matters. The motivation should be in such a way it brings positive impact on a child, not the negative one. And you know, many parents, when they make mistake, they don't admit it. This is a major thing here, you know. When the child makes mistake, we yell at them, we do all sorts of things. But when you admit, yeah, I'm sorry, dear, I did it by mistake. If you admit, it will strengthen his trust or her trust in you. So at times even we do commit mistakes. So try to admit it in front of the child rather than making the child feel embarrassed. Don't tell a child how to do things, tell her what to do. You'll be surprised at how she finds her own ingenious methods of doing them. Definitely, you know, especially for kids, when you give them their freedom, they will do better things. Instead of you telling, do this, don't instruct. You know, children don't like to get instructed. Nowadays, they don't want someone to show it. Just tell this is how you have to do. Just even small kids, they are doing wonderful things. You know, when KG and UKG, the imagination level is so high. They are really intelligent. So just guide the children. Just tell them. Instead of like how to do, don't tell them how to do. Just tell them what to do. And they will give you the end product. They will do it by themselves. Never use fear to make your child do something. It could lead to phobias and emotional imbalance later in life. Love, not fear is the key to child safety. Like many people, they do show fear. Don't do that. Don't fear them. Even from very young age, until even the KG kids, when you have 2 years, 3 years, the policeman is coming. He will catch you. Eat the food. The policeman is going to come and take you. I'm going to come and talk to your teacher. I'm going to tell, can I call the PR and talk to you now? I will go call the PR. Don't do all this. Don't give fear. Don't make them fear things. Okay? It is not a good, it will not give a good development. They will not have good development. The personality development will get stunted. So don't do that. Never show fear. Just show love to the child. Respect your child, respect of his age or size. He too has self-esteem. He too has feelings like you. Most of the parents forget that they have feelings. We are human beings. They do undergo stress. Children do undergo stress. They do undergo problems. You know, like KG. You know what is KG? 3 years. They come and say, Miss, I am feeling bad. This boy said this to me. He said you are too fat. See, the boy can understand that someone is bullying him. So you should be very careful when you are saying about your child. Some parents say you're too short. Start riding the cycle. Do this. You're too short. You're too thin. You're too fat. Don't do this. They are your children. Help them in such a way. Do it in such a way that the child doesn't feel bad about it. The child shouldn't be embarrassed about it. He should take it in a positive way. Yes, you are putting on weight. Yes, now the problem, especially after the pandemic, you can see a lot of obesity, lot of obese kids. Yes, it's a big problem for the child, but you can help them to understand it in a different way. For their age, for their height, this is the weight. If the weight is more, the organs inside the body is going to work more. Explain them scientifically. Make them understand it scientifically. Instead of telling, no, I will not give you chips. Pulling the chips packet because you're putting on weight. That hurts the child because he too has feelings. Be very careful when talking to your children. And in front of children, don't talk about the teacher. Don't talk about school. The moment the child sees his parents make fun of the caliber or the authority of his teacher, his listening towards his teacher stops. And so does his learning. You might have problems. You might feel, okay, the teacher's not capable. Maybe the school is not. But talk to the respective authorities, not to your kids. Because when your kid starts getting that impression, yeah, my father also said the teacher what is teaching is not good. It's definitely the child will never ever listen to the teacher. Learning becomes still, it stops. Learning will stop. When you comment about the school, when you comment about this teacher, learning stops. It's going to be harmful for the child, not for the other person. It's harmful for the child. If you find something like that, you can talk to the authorities, not to your child. Even if something the child comes and tells you, just say, yeah, she's your teacher. You should respect your teacher. So this is how you train your students, your child, that they respect others. A time will come when a child will spend more time with TV, friends, and clothes than with you. Accept and respect these changes. Needs of a child uncertainty doesn't mean that love has vanished. This is for mostly teenage parents. Teenage children definitely will not be the same when they start growing. They will not like your company. They will not like you to smile at you. At times they have more interest with friends, clothes, TV. Give them space. Give them some space. It's because the new adventure they are going through, making friends, talking to them, learning to know more things in the world. So they feel parents are boring. At times they will feel. So don't, some parent, I said, I've seen even parents coming and crying. I have seen one mother crying. My child doesn't love me. She hates me. It's not like that. Sometimes we need to give them time. We need to give them space and understand that our child is growing. It doesn't mean the child doesn't love, the child is growing. But at the same time, keep the child involved in family, involved in your day-to-day work, involve them. So when you start involving them in your discussions, in your suggestions, when you involve them in your family budget, or when you do something together as a family, definitely they will not miss the time with parents. They'll never miss that time. If you also allow them to do whatever they want, definitely they will start distancing themselves. A little patience can make all the difference between wanting to be good parents and actually being one. Whenever you are about to lose patience with a child, just pause and remember your own childhood. But we don't do this, in our childhood, we were not facing problems. We were not facing the problems currently what our children are facing. So we always compare our childhood with their childhood. So now the world is growing. It's globalization. Children come to know a lot of things, more than their age, what they should know, more than the age they know. So here, what happens, we need to have a lot of patience. Now, parenting is going to be a skill. You need to have skills to do parenting. It's very difficult. Earlier days, bringing up children was very easy. Now the situation has totally changed, especially after pandemic. We in our schools, we are facing a lot of problems. Lot of problems where the kids come and they open to us, they talk to us, they are able to open up. They say, why is this happening? What is this? But they're not able to talk to the parents. So parents have to be more closer to your kid, try to do different, like just stop your old-fashioned method of parenting and start to be online with these kids. Like you have to be empowered with the present knowledge. So mainly now the fact of what we are facing, it's not only for teenagers. It starts from 10 years of age, 9 to 10. Children are obsessed watching YouTubes, playing games. It's an obsession. They want to be online. They don't want to watch, they don't want physical classes. They're actually, when they say we are so happy at home because we can spend our time online. So now the present situation, this new normal, we all have somehow adjusted, but children have not come out of what they were doing. Now they are making friends, a lot of friends. They are making friends from other countries, not their own countries. So the cultural differences are taking place. They have a lot of confusions. And what they should see, they see what they should not see at this stage. Inappropriate things. They know a lot of things more than what they should know. So you have to make a call here. You have to make a call. Parents have to spend quality time with your children. We need to address this issue at a very early stage. As parents, what you can do is, like you have friends, like children have friends, you should get acquainted with the friends' parents. So you are a group, so you know what your children are doing. As a group, you will have more information to share. So this is how we have to do parenting. Parenting is not easy, particularly after the pandemic. It is very, very difficult to handle a child. And even the child is facing a lot of problems because of peer pressure. It's not because they want to do, because of peer pressure. One child, she came to my room. She happened to show her answers to another child in the class. So I asked her, why did you do this? It's tested. You shouldn't show answers. She said, Miss, it's peer pressure. If I don't show, I will not be taken into the group again. So here the child has to yield to the peer pressure. So how are they going to handle this? At home, we need to teach a lot of things to the child. Like peer pressure is now making children do what they are not supposed to do. So this is how the parents have to involve in a child's development. Make them understand. Moral values have to be taught. A lot of moral values have to be taught. The value of education has to be shared with the kid. The value of money. All these things will help the child understand how difficult it is to get education and how they should make use of this education. Not just paying fees, not just sending them by bus or by car. You have to make them understand how hard it is to get this education. So once they understand the value, definitely the child will understand the pain of our parents. And definitely they will start respecting parents, and they will definitely not do anything which the parents might dislike. So this is how you have to make them understand the value of their life. And main thing is a role model. If you want your child to accept his mistake, first you have to apologize. Be humble when you talk to the servants of the house. If you wish your child to be good, you be. Lead by example. Remember, you are the role model. These things the child always likes to hear. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm listening. This is your responsibility. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. So these are the things you need to keep repeating to your kids. Now, from the KG, what we have come across the KG kids, like LKG, UKG, and grade 1. See, there's a big gap between their stages of growth. KG1 did not attend KG because of pandemic. Nearly 1.5 years, they have not attended a normal school. So suddenly when they come and sit in UKG, it's very difficult for the child to adjust with the new group. It's very, very difficult for the children, especially when you have one child at home. Like nowadays, it's only 2 or 3, not more than that. And single children are a lot. And they don't know how to mix. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to walk. So please give them more time that you help the child develop normally. Help the child to know what life is all about. For teenagers, please be vigilant. Give more time to your teenage kids. They really need parental care. They need the love. They need the warmth. They need the touch. Just hug your kid and say, I love you, my dear. Just give them that comfort. Just make them understand. Can you hear me now? I just saw that you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear.
Yeah. So any questions now? You can, it's like, I think I said a lot of things. Can you, if you have any questions, I'm happy
Yeah,
to
excuse me,
answer.
ma'am. I would like to know, do school having some videos wherein they can watch and learn more things about this, what you have explained, especially for kids, videos made for kids by the school, anything available?
Yeah, we do have videos. And one more thing I would like to say, if parents have any issues with the child, we have school counselors. You can reach us through the PRO. You can refer your kids. There are counselors to help them. If you come across your child's problem or you would like your child to have a review with a counselor, we are always there to help you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. One more thing, I'm father of Fatia. I've seen the kids, they are not interested in reading now. 100% they are not interested in reading. I like to know how we can give them.
See, reading, why it has stopped? Because we don't read. Parents, we don't read. In front of them, we have stopped reading. We are also, see, once I happened to go to one mall where we had ordered food. I was just sitting in our table. I could see that table. The mother, father, and 2 kids. 4 of them had come. And 4 of them are having 4 mobiles in their hand. They have come together as a family. They have come to a mall. Now they are eating as a family. Why should they use the mobile? The father is busy with the mobile. The mother is busy with the mobile. The children are busy with it. They are playing games. Children are playing games. And there was a teenage girl. She's sitting and chatting. So I was feeling very funny. This they can do it at home and eat. For what have they come? So parents, we are the role models. If the father and mother could switch off their mobile phone and say, okay, we have put it off. Can you also keep your mobile? Definitely the child will listen. Definitely the child will put it off and they will all eat together. So they can talk, have fun. They could have had their dinner. But they are busy with their mobile phones. They are eating. Yeah, it looked so strange. I really wanted to go till there. It was so difficult for me to watch that scene. Like 4 of them have come to a mall and 4 of them are sitting there, they just spent their time shopping, they finished everything. At last they're sitting and eating. So what is the use of bringing your kid out? So the same thing happens at home. Instead of reading, we are watching news. Nowadays, we all have the news channel. We are watching news. We don't read magazines. Everything is online. Everything you get it on YouTube. Earlier days cooking, we used to have cooking books. We have to read cooking books. We have to read a knitting book to knit. But now you open YouTube and just tell what you want to learn. Everything comes. Even a grade 3 years boy, he cannot type, but he can say it in voice what he wants from the YouTube. So first we need to stop this at home. We should start bringing books. Make the child read. So this is how we can practice. In school we do, but very limited. The time is too limited for it. They have a library lesson. They do go to the library, but you can get small books and make them start reading.
Right, ma'am.
So we have to practice. See, nothing we can teach without we following it in our life. Unless and until we follow, a child will not follow.
Right.
So you can bring some books, you can put some magazines like according to the age of the children, and you can say, now this is a reading time for us. It's a family reading time. So you can fix some time, maybe on a Friday or a Saturday, just at least 30 minutes, and you can make, or if your child is too small, may I know your child's age, sir?
I already brought some books. That's why I asked you this question.
What's the age of your child?
One is KG1 and one is KG2.
He's in KG?
KG1 and KG2. There are two books.
Okay. So if they're KG1, KG2, you can have very well, you can have a reading time with them. Even in the bed, you can sit with them, take the book and read for them. They will not read by themselves. You have to read it for them. Tell the story, make them feel interested that this is very nice. So then they will start reading. So in front of them, you should have a book to read. Now this is Papa is going to read this and it's your book you have to read. So this is how you train them. They see us and they learn.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions you have?
Hello. Yeah, hi, ma'am.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the nice session today, ma'am. And it was really helpful and we could understand and learn. Like somewhere we were negative and we need to change ourselves, and we'll try from here onwards, we'll try to turn that to positive ones. And thanks for the question, ma'am. My question is like, as due to COVID, the kids couldn't go to school. So, I mean, when the kid has started going to school now, I mean, they are not willing to. Every day, the same excuses they have, they don't want to. So, being a parent, what should be our approach? How should we make them understand, or how should we console them so that they are motivated for this, for going to the school?
What is the age of your child, sir?
He is in KG1, ma'am.
Okay, he's a baby. Yeah, this is happening for every child. Not only KG, even for grade 10, grade 12. They don't like, after having that comfort zone. They were in a comfort zone. They were having nice fun at home, sleeping, eating, getting up on their own time. And online, they can just switch off the video. They can see this is normal. So now what you have to do is just tell them about your childhood. See, motivation is very, very important. The main thing is your child should sleep well. The child should definitely go to bed by 7. If it's your 3 years child or 4 year, going to bed at 7 is an ideal time for them so that they get a nice sleep of 8 or more than 8 hours. Okay. And most of the time, why the child is not interested, they don't eat anything in the morning. And they have to wait till the break time. So they feel really hungry. When they are hungry, small kids, they don't know how to express. They sometimes show different symptoms rather than crying for food or asking for food. So what you have to do, see that your child has something to eat in the morning, at least some light breakfast they eat. Sleep, eat is very essential for them to get motivated. Then tell them about the story, like indirect way of telling. Like you can just make up stories and tell when a child goes to school regularly, how he can become, like what he can show to the world. He can become a good doctor, or teacher. You can just put on all those things, make it more lively for them. Okay, and don't force it. What happens as soon as you wake them up, you can see the mom or dad screaming at them. Get up, it's time. So that the very voice we give them, it irritates them the whole day. So at night, before they go to sleep, just put them on your arms and just say, you're a good boy, it's a boy, you're a good child. And what about when you go to school, how many friends are there, how you go by bus, this is going by bus, how many of them are coming in your bus. Talk about the school in a positive way. That is just before you put your child to sleep. Okay, that is you're preparing the child for the next day. And evening, Make the child arrange the books in the bag. Make him take his shoes. Take your shoes, keep it over here. Take your shirt, keep it over here. Give him everything in his hand and ask him to pack his things and keep everything ready in the table so that morning you will wear all this. So make him feel interested, involve him to take the things. Okay. Bag over here. Tomorrow you have to fill water in this. This is your snacks box. What snacks you want? Plan along with him. What fruits do you want for your break? So when you ask all this, he gets interested because you're involving him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do this, and before sleep, start talking positive. Like you'll be meeting your friends, you're going to have this, your teacher's going to teach this tomorrow. See, in our digital campus, if you see, they put 1 week plan ahead of, I think we have a 1 week plan. Just go through that and say what today your teacher will be teaching this, today you're going to do this. So involve the child, prepare the child at night, not in the morning.
Yeah.
Prepare them at night. In the morning, wake them up in a very good mood, like give them a nice shower in the morning and make them feel they are wanted and that you love the child. So like your teacher will be waiting for you. Your teacher is going to say, good boy, they're going to give you a smiley today. So just encourage the child. But most of the time this doesn't happen. We scream, we shout, and it's a chaos in the morning because the father has to go to work, mother has to go to work, the children will not be cooperating. So make it a very nice atmosphere for the child.
Yeah.
So definitely he will like. And if you still face problem, you can just refer the child to the counselor so that we can talk to the child and find out why he's not, he's feeling bored. We can talk to him.
Surely, ma'am. Surely. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm really appreciate for your lecture. It is good. And still end of the I'm listening you and introspect for me and my wife also. So she also happy and she also appreciate you. So end of this on the lecture, I have one doubt.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
You telling now that no every time means I observe the child. He has the complaining, he has the blaming daily in the school thing. Sometimes he is blaming in the bus, someone bullying like this. After the 2 days, I'm observed. He is also complaining, ma'am didn't allowed to go to the toilet. Then like this. But I don't know how to this explain to child or how to solve this problem.
See, children are very intelligent nowadays, they just try to, you don't know how much genuine the complaints he's saying is. Okay, because toilet, usually in our school, we voluntarily take them to the toilet. They have timings, they take them to the toilet and they bring back the child. Okay, so in this, I can understand maybe the child, even if he wants to go, they will never stop the child, especially toilet. We never do that. It's a nature call which we don't restrict the child to go, or we don't make him sit. That's 100% sure. In the bus, if he says bullying, especially now, the child is not even allowed to move in the bus once they sit. Because I happen to go by the bus also at times. We see they're allowed to sit. So bullying is not happening.
No, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
From my point of view. So maybe the child makes up story because he doesn't want to go to school or he just want to say something to you. Okay, sometimes they like to say stories to us. So you just see whether it's genuine or not. First thing you have to see that, whether it's genuinely happening or not. So you can directly ask the teacher. I think they will give you good clarification, or the bus driver or the bus conductor will give you clarification. Once you clarify those doubts, then you can talk to your child, you can address the child. Okay, so you should make the child realize that around the world, around us, there will be many things happening, but our focus should be for one particular goal. Okay, even if they're small kid, you can say a lot of moral stories. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are a lot of stories. There are a lot of stories. Let people keep doing whatever they want, but you stay focused. Okay. Such moral stories you can teach the child where they, instead of encouraging them to complain, it will help them to stop that character.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That one.
But what you do is genuinely find it out. Find out genuinely whether the child is genuinely telling the complaint. Maybe if really the child has problem or not, we don't know. So first, see that whether the child is saying is true or not true or just making up stories. And once you find out that, we can address this issue. So how it can be addressed? In an indirect way of telling stories. Okay.
Okay.
Earlier days, there used to be a story where the dog keeps barking at the sun, but the sun doesn't bother, and the dog mouth starts paining, and he walks out. So the same thing, people might do whatever they want, but you don't bother. When you start walking towards your goal, nothing will hinder you. So you can put a full stop for these the complaints which he says.
Okay.
So at a very young age, don't encourage and don't ask questions. Did your teacher send you to the toilet today? Did someone put you in the bus? Don't encourage that.
Okay.
So when you ask, you know what happened, the child would like to say something. They're innocent. They're babies.
Yeah. That's. Can I speak? Can I speak?
Yes.
No. That's I'm telling. Daily is blaming something. I am ignore also sometimes. But that one we are discussing and we are away from the study. We are not concentrate study and talking about them. And the end of this the problem we are looking. There's nothing problem, but he is blaming. So, like this happens.
Children make up stories. They want something to tell parents. So it's lax for the child to do. So it's okay, but what you have to do is you should start ignoring. When you know this is not happening and he's just making up stories, so don't encourage that and don't shout at him also. When he says, very, very politely, you should ignore that. It's okay, Baba. Did they do something? It's okay. Just forget it. Forgive them and say, God will bless you. You don't have to look at what you want to be. Start making goals, setting goals for him at a very young age. Just ask him, when you ask small kids what do you want to be, they will say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a police officer, I want to be all together. They will say, it's okay. At least they have some aim in their life. So start converting that into some nice goal for him and just talking something else than what he's complaining.
Okay.
And don't shout at him. Don't tell lies. I know you don't tell all that, because they will feel very hurt and they cannot open out later on. Even if something genuinely is happening for him, he will not be able to open out. So just ignore and avoid that particular character to develop. That habit to develop.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning,
yes,
ma'am.
sir. Good morning, sir.
Hi, my name is Abhik and my son is studying in KG1 in your school. Thank you for the enlightening webinar which you have given. It was really informative. I just wanted to ask you something that recently we have observed that our son has become a little bit aggressive in the sense like if we are going outside, if we want something and we are denying or we are trying to explain him, he started showing his anger. And also if it's recently it has started actually, if somebody is asking names and all, he's not responding. So can you please guide us what to do?
He's the only son?
He's sorry, ma'am?
Is the only son for you? Or
yes, he is the only son. Yeah.
And do you have a second baby coming?
No.
And what's his age?
4 years, 5 months.
Okay. Recently it has started. He's become
Recently.
aggressive only when he goes out.
Yes, like for example, if he wants something and we don't give him, so he started showing his anger, and sometimes he hold my leg, and in front it has often happened often that he started hitting me also, which we were surprised. Last 2-3 times it has happened. He was never used to be like this, and if anybody asks his name, he always answer. But recently, since last 2, 3 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, it is like that. So if you can please guide us what to do.
What do you think as a parent? What do you feel? Why he has started this? Is there any?
I don't have an answer for that. That's why I asked you,
His
ma'am.
mom is working,
Yes, we both are working.
and who's taking care of him?
Actually, afternoon time I am with him. Before the school, morning time I am with him, and in the evening, mom is with him. And in between, just for 2 hours, nanny is with him.
He's having a nanny. Does he go to a daycare?
No, no, ma'am, no.
See, sometimes kids show these characters for attention. They need attention. That means he needs attention.
Yes, ma'am.
He needs time. He needs his own time with you. He needs a space with you. Maybe for that they show, and especially when they are single child, we give them whatever they want when they are young. Okay, and when they start growing, we start trying to control. So this nature of controlling them, and now he's supposed to write, and he has to write, he has to go to the school, and it's full day school for him. Maybe all this is creating a little bit of stress in himself. There's a stress, and for this you cannot hit a child, okay, but
No, we never did that.
you can give him punishment in such a way that he understands he cannot play, he cannot do this, okay. Like now he's 4 years, so you can make a timeout type of thing. Like you can ask him, see, if you're not going to behave well, stand there, because you hit me, stand there. Just raise your voice. No, you shouldn't do it. Stand. And just don't allow him to move for 2 minutes, at least for 2 minutes. So he understands you get angry when he's going to do this. You're not happy. Like you're not happy when he is going to misbehave. Because
Yeah.
you cannot encourage him to misbehave.
Yes, ma'am. We do that. We sometimes tell him, gives a little bit of punishment, like hold your ear and stand for 1 minute or something. But we have observed that he started breathing heavily and he shows anger, like what he is maybe watching in the cartoon or something.
Don't embarrass him in front of others.
No, in front of others, we never did that actually.
Don't
After
do
we
this
come
in
home.
front of others. But I purely feel that he needs more time with the mom and dad. Because you are busy working. Okay.
Yeah.
Once you come home, take him for a park. Take him to the park. Okay. Make him run around. Maybe he is more energetic. When they have more energy, children tend to be more aggressive because they don't know how to channelize their energy. Okay, they don't know how to channelize their energy. So, they are more aggressive, they are more strong. So take him to a playground, make him play, make him make friends. Maybe he's very lonely. So
No, every weekend we make sure that we take him to the playground, and every weekend we are taking to our family friends who have the kids, and also he has friends where we stay. He plays with them, and even with the nanny, when he's staying, there is also one more girl. So he's always playing. So he's always in a happy mood. But often we have seen that this small change in his nature has come.
This
so I was worried.
Comes when you have to see when his aggressive gets triggered for what. When you say no, when he doesn't get things what he needs.
Yes,
maybe
yes.
When you don't give him, he gets. So maybe he was in a habit of getting whatever he needs. And suddenly when we stop, he gets aggressive.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it that?
Correct,
so what
correct.
do it? Don't abruptly start being very strict with it. Slow and steady.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. More into a positive way of reinforcement. Let's see. If you don't demand this, okay, I'm going to give you something like this. Maybe we will go for a walk. If you're a good boy, can we go for a walk? They like adventure. Kids like adventurous things. Okay, just take him. Even if you have just a small walk around your place where you are staying, just for 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
So that helps him to change his mood. When he's very aggressive, just say, you're a good boy, I love you, my dear. But I don't like this behavior, what you're doing, so I'm getting angry on you. See, you're a good boy, will you listen to me? You're my sweet darling, will you listen to me? Just see that you don't give what he wants, but just make him feel that you love him and he's a good boy.
Okay.
Okay, because he's a single child, okay? Because he doesn't have he's a single child. So when you are very strict, he become more aggressive because he wants to show the anger. And he feels disappointed that you are shouting or you're not giving him. He is
Understood.
disappointed. That is why he's showing, he's exhibiting his anger in a different way. He's
Understood.
disappointed. So he doesn't know I'm disappointed, so he shows it to you. So instead of that, just hug him when he's getting angry. Just say, you're my sweet child, you're a very good boy. Can you come just shift the focus? Okay, just distract him from that particular thing. Can we just go for a walk, my dear? Come, we'll go walk and come. See, there's a lot of birds there. Come, we'll go. If you have a car, take him for a drive.
Yeah,
So he
sure.
changes his mood and he doesn't do what he is doing. See, when we allow him to do, okay, cry, as long as you cry, he will cry, and he will sit. He'll be shouting, sitting. So instead of that, just remove them from that environment, take him to a different environment where he changes his mood.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
as
you,
your
ma'am.
working
I'll do that.
parents, if you are going to be more strict on him, he's going to develop this as a character to get things done.
Understood.
First, just shift, distract him from what he's doing so that he just changes his mode.
Okay, noted.
Try
Thank
this.
you.
Try this. Just try for a few weeks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good
I'm
afternoon, sir.
his father. I need your advice, actually. He is having one sister younger than him, but there is some kind of always hate against her, and they used to fight at home. We
What is
tried
the age difference?
3 years, ma'am. Difference is 3 years. So we are trying our best, but there is always a hate about the sister. She is very kind, but he is, I don't know why like that. Just want your suggestion how to make him understand that you have to behave nicely and not to fight and hate every time.
See, he is a baby. Okay, he himself is a baby.
Yeah.
You cannot expect him to be an adult then. Okay? Even if you explain, if you tell, he will not understand because he's a baby.
Yeah.
So definitely that the sibling rivalry is there, always there. When you know this is a new arrival at home and he was getting all the attention, now his attention is getting divided. Okay, so naturally he will not like her because she gets the center of attraction now. Because she is the younger one. You know, so what you have to do in front of him, just see that you give equal attention to both of them.
Okay, ma'am.
You know, I have even seen kids when the mother carries the second baby, the elder one will stare at the other child. You know, so even carry the other baby also, carry both the babies together.
Okay. Yeah, that I observed. Yeah. He used to stare what you are doing with another kid, and maybe he's feeling more affection we are giving to the younger one.
Yeah. See, it's
that
natural.
may be the reason. Yeah.
It's natural we give attention for the new, second child because we think the first one is already grown. You know, we treat him as a big boy. We always think he's a big brother. You have to take care of. You have to do this. You have to do that. We keep telling just a 3 years baby. For parents, we think he is older boy. He should know. But if you say psychologically, he's a baby. Himself is a baby.
Yeah. One kid is 8 years, another is 5 years actually, ma'am. Younger is 5 years, and older is 8-year-old. Older he feels I don't know why he always hate 5 years.
8-year also is a child. He's not an adult.
Yes.
You cannot expect him to be an adult, but we expect as parents, we think you have to take care of her, you have to do this, you have to give away your things. You're big now. She's asking, give it to her. We do this normally. As parents, we do this. We expect them to do this. Normal things, you know. Why don't you give her? Why are you fighting with her? We always try the elder one should accept and move on. But we forget he also has feelings.
Yes, ma'am. Understand. So together, behave good together at a time. That is the option.
Yeah, see, when you pet the girl, pet the boy also. When you hug the girl, hug the boy also.
Understand.
Even though he doesn't come here, you just try to pull him and hug. Oh, my darling, you're my boy, you're my son, and you're your sister. She's your sister. Always try to make that bond between them.
Understand. And one more, man. Yeah.
Yes,
one more thing. He when he come to home, he used to sleep 1 or 2 hours. then it makes very difficult to make him sleep early,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how to handle this situation? Just need a suggestion.
Okay, this, most of the kids, they try to come and sleep. Try to avoid sleep because, once they sleep, they get up at 6 or 7. Okay.
Yes.
And then after that, putting them back to bed is very, very difficult.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for few days during that particular sleep time, try to take them out.
Okay. Okay.
Take them out so that they are even a mall, go to a mall or go to a park or somewhere so that they don't sleep. For a few days you do that, the body gets trained.
Okay. Okay.
Automatically the child will not sleep. And when he comes back, give him lunch and start giving activity where he is involved in doing it.
Understand. Okay.
Like even a simple drawing or painting, so that he can color, he can paint. Don't give him something to read or write.
Okay. Got it,
Because
ma'am.
if you
Thank
give
you.
him something to read and write, he will like to sleep. So give him something creativity. Get some art material, get some handwork materials, give it to him. So for a few days, sit with him and make him do, so he forgets that sleep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And so what happens is they will sleep early. By 7, he can go to bed.
Okay, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Few weeks, few days, train this, they will become okay. Both the kids, you can do the same thing because she's also 5.
Yeah. Understand. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else? Is there, can we end the session or still someone needs to ask? Is there someone who needs help?
No, man. I am also finished. Shall I leave?
Yeah, everyone is done.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Very
So much.
informative.
Someone is okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to one and all.
Yeah.
By and on behalf of Doha Modern Indian School and management and staff, I extend my thanks to Ms. Jasmine for this wonderful session. It was informative and highly appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you, parents, and your participation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.